Welcome to First Parish, a beloved and loving community, and I invite you today to a different kind of service, one that intentionally runs the inner peace circuitry of our brains in service of our well-being in body, mind, and in spirit. Despair is easy to find. Complaining is an easy thing to engage in, but the cost of that is mighty for our personal health and our long-term well-being in our dreams of a world that can live in peace. Let me offer you a quote to start our time together today. God has graciously sown laughter into our days, bright moments tucked among the shadows of illness and pain. And when those moments don't change our circumstances, they can lessen our pain and shift our hearts toward joy. That's by Cindy Snyder, who wrote a book called Discovering Hope, Beginning the Journey to Hope in Chronic Illness. And as we light our chalice today, let it be to honor the light of hope that's available to be stoked and to be shared. In the grayness of the day, I'm going to add this light as well. This is one of my favorite masks for people who don't drive kindly. You just look at them and you can have this. So I'm going to use this to ring the bell as a call to worship. Let us be a refuge for each other, with each other in these challenging times. And once we unload the darkness, let's turn our faces to the light and laugh, or as my teacher Donna says, laugh. Mark Twain said, humanity has unquestionably one really effective weapon, which is laughter. Power, money, persuasion, supplication, persecution, these can lift at a colossal humbug, push it a little, weaken it a little, century by century, but only laughter can blow it to rags and atoms at a blast. Against the assault of laughter, nothing can stand. So I invite you to open the hymnal, the gray hymnal, to 346. Come share a rose with me, and for the last verse, we will say, come share a laugh with me. 346. Even though it's a piano player. Come share a song with me. Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you home when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring the song of love in the winter time. As much as I enjoy that, it does make it hard. Well, let's see. This will work better. Come dream a dream with me. Come dream a dream with me. Come dream a dream with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you home when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love that roses of winter time. Good for today. Come walk in rain with me. Come walk in rain with me. Come walk in rain with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you home when hope is hard to find. More of you. And I'll bring a song of love that roses of winter time. More of you, less of me. How about that? Now, come share a laugh with me. Come share a laugh with me. Come share a laugh with me. Come share a laugh with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you home when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love that roses of winter time. All right. Thank you. We come to the part of the service which is my favorite, joys and concerns. To hear of all the inner peace circuitry of our brains. Oh, sorry, draw the circle. Draw the circle wide. Draw the circle, draw the circle wide. No one stands alone, we stand side by side. Draw the circle, draw the circle wide. Thank you, Linda. I don't do this for a living. It's just good. So, for the offertory, I'd like us to sing an a cappella song, or a song done a cappella, that we did with the choir. And what I'm looking to invite you is to stand up and move around a little bit. Go and sing to somebody. Make your voice loud. If you've got a gospel-y voice, go for it. That this is the time to collect the offertory for the the well-being of the church. And as a governing board member, I can tell you in 1,000 ways how much that matters. Every little bit of it, my dears. So, the song is I'm going to lift my brother up. I'm going to lift my sister up. I'm going to lift my mother up. I'm going to lift my father up. And because we are so blessed to have Tracy here, we're going to add a fifth one. I'm going to lift my son up. Okay? All right. You should know how it goes. I need, yeah.
Can we have daughter too?
Yes, we can have daughter. Yes, I'm struggling with my daughter right now. So I'm being reminded of that. So 6 times through, let it rain, and especially would you all just sing to Tracy when it comes for son. Sing to Brian. Eh?
What's the order?
Brother, sister, mother, father, son, daughter. And we can look at Brian when it comes to daughter as well. All right? Because we know everybody's stories here, right? And we can just improvise in that. So, I'm gonna lift my brother up, he is not heavy. I'm gonna lift my brother up, he is not heavy. You louder than me. I'm gonna lift my brother up, he is not heavy. If I don't lift him up, if I don't lift him up, if I don't lift him up, I will fall down. Hey, I'm gonna lift my sister up, she is not heavy. I'm gonna lift my sister up, she is not heavy. I'm gonna lift my sister up, she is not heavy. If I don't lift her up, if I don't lift her up, if I don't lift her up, she will fall down, I will fall down. Hey, hey, I'm gonna lift my father up, he is not heavy. I'm gonna lift my father up, he is not heavy. I'm gonna lift my father up, he is not heavy. If I don't lift him up, if I don't lift him up, if I don't lift him up, I will fall down. Oh, I'm gonna lift my mother up, she is not heavy. I'm gonna lift my mother up, she is not heavy. I'm gonna lift my mother up, she is not heavy. If I don't lift her up, if I don't lift her up, if I don't lift her up, I will fall down. Hey, I'm gonna lift my father up, he is not heavy. I'm gonna lift my father up, he is not heavy. I'm gonna lift my father up, he is not heavy. If I don't lift him up, if I don't lift him up, if I don't lift him up, I will fall down. Oh, I'm gonna lift your daughter We do know each other's stories. We've been together a long time. Many of us, a long time. So this is an invitation right now to work the inner peace circuitry of our brains by expressing gratitude. I want you to get up and I want you to go to somebody in this declaration of interdependence that we have, to be a refuge for each other. Find somebody, turn to a neighbor, and tell them something you admire about them. Even better if you've never spoken that. And tell them what you're thankful for about your time together in this blessed community. Go.
I can do it.
If everybody can start to resume, returning to their seats. Don't make me pull out the catechism. The ruler. So I'd like to just ask you to listen to the sounds of gratitude and to the music that made. And though this church was only built in 1947 and it has a longer history than that, you just added immeasurably to the well-being of the community. Are you just now seeing what I'm wearing? Yeah, you're having a hard time. Well, that's what I hope. I like to work hard and I like to have fun, and so that's what I'm doing for my own well-being as well.
Can you tell them from my room?
Oh, well, they can see me. I'm wearing a mask of a nun, and they're having a hard time taking me seriously. So, I do have a PhD, you know. Okay. So, now we have an anthem. And because the choir is off, I've chosen, again, for us to get out of our seats. I'm going to lead you in this, and this is an invitation to dance. If anybody wants any of these masks, the whole idea is to just generate laughter ordinarily. Renee Fleming, good Lord. Renee, that's such an automatic name in my life. Renee, I want you up front because you are a dancing woman. That's what I want. And so I will leave these out for anybody that would like them to just muck it up a little bit. There are all kinds of choices to be made, but I want you to have fun. So I will lead you in the dance with Renee. Oh, they're going to hear it, and they can dance at home and dance with each other. This was all set up. Let's go, let's go. There's Renee Fleming right here on iTunes. That's up first. Renee Fleming is the greatest soprano of this era, and she has been my favorite artist forever. Okay, I don't need to do this. My library. Laughter service, 423. Okay. Stand, please. Get some space. Dance at home, y'all. It seems I never get old. I need never get old. I need never get old. Not yet, not yet, yet. Did everybody get to laugh? Yes! Hot dog Andrew, love that. Yes! So there are many ways to get to the sweet spot. There's gratitude, there's contemplation, there are jokes, and there's dance. But that sweet spot is what we're all geared for. So this is about laughter plus. We are modern humans living with millennia-old brains. Humans have the same neurology now that we did millennia ago, and I'm talking at least 40,000 years ago. It's one that's built for survival, to keep us running from predators, from lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. As humans, though, and for many animal species, we are binary in terms of our nervous systems. We operate in one of two physiological neural systems: fight or flight, which is the stress response, or rest and restoration, which is the relaxation response. We don't run 80-20. My right leg isn't 20% stressed and the rest of me is 80% happy. You know, it doesn't work like that. Primates and reptilians share the same physiology with us, with one big difference. When a zebra escapes a lion or a monkey escapes the clutches of a hawk, afterwards they return to a state of homeostasis when the threat is over. One where any wear and tear from the effort to survive is indeed repaired, and systems resume functioning. Digestion, elimination, ovulation, all of those type of torso activities, because if you're running for your life or fighting for it, you're not going to do any of those things. Our immune systems rebound, and that puts us in a biological state for thriving, or in my made-up word, for thrival. Humans don't do this. In contrast with zebras, we don't revert to a homeostasis. Our sleep becomes disturbed, our stomachs ache, our minds race, and it comes at a cost. This is a pre-pandemic statistic that up to 90% of all medical office visits in this country now are caused or exacerbated by stress. Homeostasis is nowhere in sight. These lower order animals have an edge on us because they switch off the stress response when they're clear of predators and return to the relaxation response. We don't make the switch. And we end up marinating in the fuel that's engineered for the stress response, the one that the zebras blow through in order to escape. We don't use those resources, the ones that are generated for survival: adrenaline, glucosteroids, glucocorticoids, our internal steroid pharmacy. And because it sits in our bodies from the stress response, It's like throwing water into a perfectly good running engine that corrodes. And we turn on the stress response for a wide variety of things that a zebra would really laugh at if it could laugh. We feel overwhelmed. It's global warming. Getting taxes prepared, freaking text, fretting about Donald Trump's last move. These modern day threats are unique to the evolution of our humankind because they're psychological. They're not physical. I mean, they're physical if you're walking around Fenway Park at 2 in the morning with headphones in, I'll give you that. And what happens in our modern life is that this creates a lot of damage because they're serial events. One comes after another, leading our ancient brains in continuous activation of the stress response with grim mental and physical health outcomes. So we have to intentionally turn ourselves to the brighter side of life. Humans need to empower ourselves to switch off the stress response by engaging our marvelous cognitive brains with intentionality, awareness, and a declared value to practice laughter, to practice gratitude, to practice contemplation. This is a discipline, one that requires action, which is why we're a little out of breath. Ideally, that action is physical, because we've got all these physical resources in our body that have been stimulated by the stress response. So it's always a great idea to dance and to exercise and to walk, to stomp, as Fred Rogers would say, to stomp, stomp, stomp your anger. And we need lots of choices to deal with lots of stressors. The formal study of mind-body medicine was catalyzed by Norman Cousins, who was facing a life-threatening illness in the 1970s. He checked himself out of the hospital and created his own treatment plan with his physician. He went to a hotel armed with funny films, Candid Camera, the Marx Brothers, and funny books. And he found that for every 10 minutes of deep laughter, he got 20 minutes of pain-free sleep. Pretty good return on investment, 2 to 1. Because of these positive outcomes and his renewed health, scientists began to earnestly study this mind-body connection. This led to the field of science that's now called positive psychology, which includes topics like gratitude, the biology of forgiveness, happiness, optimism, and laughter. And they're all studied from a biological perspective, and they all relate to thrival. In fact, positive psychology has made more success in studying happiness than psychology ever has studying depression or bipolar disorder or schizophrenia. They have made it very, very quickly. So what do we know about laughter from a scientific standpoint? Provine is the author of a book called Laughter, a Scientific Investigation. He went through laughter logs that he had collected from students and subjects, and he found that participants were 30 times more likely to laugh in the presence of others than when they were alone. So this reinforces the notion and value of our community as a true refuge. And I can say on governing board that we do try to infuse it with laughter. We do try to make the heavy work lighter with laughter. And Celia Brown, she contributes greatly. So, Anne, could you distribute the envelopes, please? So we have envelopes for you to open. They're not glued. I will reuse all the paper. And what you'll find is that there's a joke inside. I want you to read the joke and figure out how you're going to inhabit it so you can tell it to somebody near you for maximal effect. Giggles, chortles, laughter, and snorting are our Sunday morning goals here. So as soon as you all get some jokes, and you can have more than one perhaps, especially if you don't prefer your joke, because I made extra. And after you share it with somebody that's proximal, go and find somebody that you think would be good. If it's an engineer joke, is there an engineer in the house? There are a couple musician jokes, so that will be. The Zoomers also have their own jokes to tell one another. So that document has been posted so that they can tell the jokes to one another. So, go.
Your wife comes back and feeds you cookies, you don't think
Yeah, that's good, thank you. If anybody would like to use the mic and they're inspired to do so, please feel free. You want to put it on the mic? I wrote them all.
Well, I won't tell you this.
Just sent up Ed.
This is a great service to be the first one we're back in the church.
That's good. That's good. I'm glad. There's a basket there you can put them down in. What happens if they use music backwards? You might have to back to your music because you don't wake up in the morning. I hope people at home had a good time. I heard some chortles, a snort, or two. There was snorting. Isn't that a great sound? I'm glad, Andrew. Yeah, was it the musician one? No, it was the hot dog. Oh, that's a good one. You want to tell it on the microphone? Oh, you don't have it. We'd have to go through them, yeah. Do you think you remember it? Okay. I have struggles remembering jokes. That's why I have Ed. So why do we laugh? Why do we have this gift of laughter? Well, it's thought to have evolved as a form of social bonding. I imagine a lot of oxytocin just got released for that. We see it in animals. Many mammals laugh when they're tickled and engage in physical play. Our dog, now that he's getting older, is clearly laughing, or smiling rather. So Janet Gibson is a professor emerita of cognitive psychology, said that laughter evolved in humans as a communication signal. Hundreds of years ago, laughter was the glue that kept the group together. And the idea was that laughter was an external signal that can tell the group everything is okay, we can relax. There's no need to be anxious or threatened by what's happening around us. And so this would really be this has really become a great survival tool for us. And there was a long-running study of couples at the University of California, Berkeley, the other Berkeley. We have 150 long-term relationships, and it began in 1989, and it suggested that laughter is the glue that keeps people together. Aren't we lucky? I always say to my students, you know, when you're young, you're always looking for somebody who has this list of characteristics, and oftentimes laughter isn't one of them, you know, and I'm saying I think that can be the most important part, and there's even research that shows that that's true. When we start getting distressed, what they found in the study was when you start seeing people get stressed, and they will even do stressors for them, but you find that couples who deal with increased feelings of stress, the one that reacts with laughter gets the couple to be happier almost immediately, and they tend to stay together longer. So it's not that laughter is magic dust, it's more a sign in a relationship that people can use laughter to negotiate a better way to be together. So oftentimes in our home, we get our news through Stephen Colbert. It's really helpful. Trevor Noah, and these are intentional practices to make sure that we laugh, and it's dramatically different than when I open the Boston Globe. So further research in nursing and health sciences indicates that laughter dramatically suppresses stress hormones. It's really high to reach those stress points when you have been laughing. So it's a great way to start the day, and oftentimes I get into Boston quite early before a class, and I will spend 10 minutes laughing each morning. And my office mates know this is what I do under headphones, so I don't bother them, but my shoulders are rocking and I'm snorting, and that's how I prepare for my day. Laughter yoga is a practice created by Dr. Madan Kataria of India back in 1995, and he wrote a book called Laugh for No Reason. Since then, laughter clubs have been created around the world, and the intentional practice has been brought to prisons in India where stress has been lowered and violence has been lowered, because you tend not to smack somebody around that you just laughed your butt off with. And laughter's benefits are becoming increasingly well recognized. During the first COVID lockdown, Care UK, one of the largest care providers in the country of Britain, began offering laughter sessions for its carers, for the healthcare practitioners. And they offer laughter yoga through the patients, for the patients, and they're actually socially prescribing these pilot programs that they've been working on. So take 2 jokes and call me in the morning. So our ancient brains are struggling to live in modern society. We struggle in the repeated engagement of our stress responses, originally designed for survival. But we no longer need to run or fight for our lives per se. But we do need to protect them by running the inner peace circuitry of our brains, and laughter, of course, is one of the most joyous practices that can move from being circumstantial to one that's intentional. So let's get serious for a contemplative moment. Let's reflect on what's been said. Close your eyes. Take in a breath and exhale. Consider the way that gratitude, laughter, and dance have been a part of this service and a part of our lives. And what will you commit yourself to do in the next 24 hours to engage in at least one? So take this moment for reflection.
Some things in life are bad. They can really make you mad. Other things can make you swear and curse. When you're chewing on life's gristle, don't grumble, give a whistle. And this'll help things turn out for the best. And always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the bright side of life. Life seems jolly rotten, there's something you can find. That's the life and smile and dance and sing. When you're feeling in the dumps, strong and silly stuff. That's the thing. what you sing. Give the audience a grin. Enjoy it, it's your last chance anyhow. So always look on the bright.
Whistle if you can.
Just before you draw your terminal breath. Life's a piece of shit when you look at it. So that's the joke, it's true. You can see it's all a show. Keep them laughing as you go. Just remember that the last laugh is on you.
Always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the bright side of life. Yes, there's a rehearsal, and I've gone over. So, our closing words naturally come from John Cleese. Laughter connects you with people. It's almost impossible to maintain any kind of distance or any sense of social hierarchy when you're just howling with laughter. Laughter is a force for democracy. So, Ed? No, but I was going to say, this is a piece that Ed wrote quite a few years ago called Stockings. It is off.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Uh-huh.